Happy Friday, everybody. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and I'm looking forward to guiding you through today's Friday mind-body practice, where we are going to put some variations into the sun salutations. I know on Tuesday we spent a little bit more time doing sun salutation A, which is a gentle sun salutation, I think, from the floor. So we're going to continue a little bit with our warm-up of sun salutation A. I'm going to throw in a variation for you to put a little up dog into sun salutation A. And then we're going to practice a little bit of sun salutation B. I got a number of hip openers and whatnot that we're also going to use to warm up our body to begin with, and we're just going to create as much awesome energy and creativity as we possibly can before we head into a lovely weekend. So yeah, you've got 3 minutes till class officially starts. Feel free to get up from your desk if you're joining me early and just find some stretches and shapes that feel right for your body. We're gonna start, I suggest, with kneeling position today, starting in kneeling. Where is this class? There it is. Okay, and that sun is streaming in from the back, so perfect opportunity to meet it for our salutations. Hellos. But I keep misplacing things. Misplacing things. Very. Final minute before class to make my space smell awesome so that I take some really deep breaths. Fred, how are those peanuts? That's great. Let's do this, everybody. Hello. Excuse me, Uncle Buck. Hi. Again, it's still me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and I'm here today to guide you through today's mind body practice. So we're starting off in kneeling position. See if you can bring your toes and your heels even together, toes pointing directly behind you. It's okay if your feet sort of open up to create a little bit of a bowl shape, but make sure your toes are still pointing behind you as opposed to pointing towards the walls at your side. Start to just notice how your body's feeling today. If you're having a lot of trouble hanging out here, In kneeling, if it just feels like too much pressure, think about putting a little something under your bum, or even, it sounds surprising, but placing maybe a sock or a strap behind the back of your legs, behind the knee folds, can help to alleviate some pressure or tension. You can always open your knees a little bit wider too, while still keeping those toes pointing behind you. Relax into your breath. We'll spend one more minute here just relaxing into our breath, working to create some space and length through the crown of our head, between our vertebrae. Deep breaths. It's hot in here, y'all. All right, we got 20 more seconds. Just let go of whatever is happening in your environment, in your minds, in your body, in your breath, just to be as relaxed as possible. All right, if you're on a prop, let's lift ourselves up off of a prop. We're gonna stay here in this kneeling position just a little bit longer. Walk your hands back and press those knees down towards the floor. A little squeeze of the glutes and a slight drive of the hip starts to bring a big stretch onto your quads. Notice if you're collapsing here in your chest. You probably are to start with. So on your next inhale, lift that chest sternum as if there is a string pulling your heart up towards the ceiling. It's going to help you to open up your chest and rotate those shoulders out. You can even relax your head behind you. If that's too much, you can keep that chin neutral to your chest and still lift your heart up like you're giving your best Care Bear stare. Press those knees down into the floor still for 3, 2, 1. Carefully release your glutes back towards your heels. You can keep your hands where they are or gently walk them in. We're going to come into that big stretch of the ankles. So keeping one knee down on the floor, pressing the top of the foot into the floor, lifting one leg up at a time. Go ahead, get 5 on each side. Just find whatever lift works for your body today. One side might lift up a little bit higher, totally normal. Once you've finished up those 5 on each side, we're going to walk those hands forward, come on into tabletop. Take your time and meet us there. Adjust your body the best that you need to. Open your fingers as wide as possible. Feel that stretch between the webbing of your fingers. Press the knees into the floor. Press your hands, palms into the floor. If you're like me, you might even need to bring some attention to what's happening with your elbows. My elbows like to hyperextend. So instead of having those elbow creases shining towards the top of the mat, creating that hyperextension, we're going to work to be like normal people. I know I'm not the only person whose elbows hyperextend, and it took me a long time to really think about this in tabletop, but work towards getting those elbow creases to shine towards each other instead of the top of the mat. Make sure you're not sinking into those shoulders. Press into your hands, palms. Keep your left leg down on the floor. Extend that right leg behind you and just rock gently back and forth. We're bringing a stretch into that calf. I want to make sure that we relax and release that lower body because we do have some down dogs coming up later. So relaxing the lower body, creating some space in those shoulders. Keeping it gentle, bring that right leg back in, extend that left leg back out, and just find that little press through your heel, forwards and backwards. Enjoy that stretch through your calf. Awesome, bring that knee back in, come back into tabletop, give yourself a couple cat-cows right here. So for cat, pressing your hands, palms down towards the floor, chin tucked towards the chest. Find as much rounding through that mid back, through that low back that you can, still creating space of shoulders away from your ears And then keeping your arms straight, your chest comes forward. Find as large of an arch of your back as you can. Maybe as you even press your knees into the floor, you feel your glutes start to separate. You feel the activation of those outer glutes as you change your breath. Check back in with your elbows, elbow creases towards each other. Ah, so good. One more time each side. And then go ahead, sit yourself down. We're going to come into Sukhasana, into easy pose, or whatever seated position works best for you. If Sukhasana is super challenging for you, maybe because your hamstrings are really tight or your hips are really tight, more likely, and your knees are coming up towards your chest, I want you to think about sitting yourself up on a prop so that you can easily and without effort create a little bit more space. Honestly, I'm feeling really tight today, so I'm going to sit myself up on a prop. There is, oh my gosh, I can like barely move. There's no shame in using props in yoga. Not every practice encourages them. But wow, you can get those knees to slope all the way down towards the floor. A little extra opening in those hip flexors feels really quite nice. So find that length through your body again. Apologies, I can see that the lighting in here is wicked terrible. We'll spend one more minute coming back to our stillness, coming back to the breath. We've already started to open the body a little bit today, so truly evaluate how you're feeling right now. Do you notice if you're feeling any different than when class started just about 7 minutes ago? Keep the focus and attention on your breath today, especially as we start to move a little bit more into the hip openers that we're going to start class with. I know that frequently I notice when I'm creating that space and opening in my hips, sometimes it can feel like like such a surprise that I pause my breath. So I just want to encourage you to keep breathing the whole time. All right, so release yourself down off of this block and let's come right into these stretches today. So we're gonna start off in stump. So bring in those heels as close towards the center line of your body that you can, keeping things gentle to begin with. You can use your inner arms to help you draw that chest up and forward to make sure that you're not crunching down into your lower back. We're gonna stay here for like 4 breaths. And on this next exhale, you're going to carefully release yourself away. You can bring your hands behind you. Keep your left foot planted. Inhale up your right leg, cross it over your left. We're going to come into a seated thread the needle. So turning my fingers towards the wall behind me. As I bring my chest a little bit more forward, I feel more of a stretch along the back of my bent leg. Oh my gosh. We got 5 breaths. Make sure you're not rounding here. If you find that you are rounding, if this is hurting your back too much, I want you to do this same move reclined. And then gently walk your hands back, uncross your legs, walk those heels, and again, come back into your stump. Now, if you need to and you're laying down, if even stump is too much for you, you can always lay down on your back and just bring your knees in towards your chest. If you are laying down on your back and bringing your knees in towards your chest, keep that lower back, your sacrum, the very tip of your tailbone down on the floor. Don't roll yourself up and create that extra rounding in your back. So start to feel a little bit more of the chest working, hopefully, The second time, you can really work to find that lift of the chest, the engagement through the shoulders, down away from your ears and then in towards each other. Take one more big inhale. And on your exhale, carefully release yourself back. Let's get the other side. Oh, feels so good. Create that noticeable stretch. Make sure that you're still breathing through it. Relax your body, relax your mind, and relax that exhale to encourage yourself to release into the stretch a little bit more. 2 more breaths. We're going to do this one more time on each side. All right, if you want to work a little bit harder this time as well, instead of being in stump, oh, I'm not going to look graceful at all. You can bring yourself up and be in a squat. So squatting for 5 breaths, and then we're going to release ourselves down to the floor and come into that seated figure 4. Work to equally ground through your feet, so notice if you're rolling towards the inside or the outsides of your feet. Remember, you can hang out in that stump where we first started. And now we're going to lower ourselves back down to the floor. Come right into that seated figure 4 or pigeon. Big lift of the chest. Keep your core drawn in. Keep your shoulders towards each other. Last 2 breaths. Awesome. Take your time, gently release. Remember, you can stay down on the floor if you want to. You can come back into stump, or you can challenge yourself one more time in this squat. Have those feet turned out to a 45-degree angle, and it's okay if both of your heels don't quite come down towards the floor today. In fact, if you want to fold your mat up or use a prop to gently place underneath of your heels so that you do feel a little bit more supported with them coming towards the floor, then that's okay. Getting in just about those 5 slow breaths right here. And then we're going to sit back down to the floor, get our seated pigeon for one last time. Awesome. Carefully make your way back down to the mat. And immediately come into your opposite pigeon. Immediately, and yet moving with intention. So you're still being mindful of your body, opening up, lifting that chest, drawing your core in. Creating that proud stance, as it like, you know, that superhero stance where your just chest is open. Your back is working, and there's so much length in your spine. Take your time, carefully come out. Let's go ahead and relax for just one more second before this next posture. So bring the soles of your feet together. Carefully lower yourself down, finding ourselves in reclined bound angle. If it's hard for you to get those backs of your thighs towards the floor, you can always use a prop underneath of your thighs to help you relax and release here. Once again, just about 5 breaths, and then we're going to do some active movement with our legs in 90-90 position. Exhale, clamshell your legs over to the side. Press yourself up. And this brings us into a great opportunity to just separate those legs and come into two 90-degree positions. I'm going to do it in this direction first. So my chest is squared to the top of the mat and to my first 90-degree angle leg. And then I take a moment to look back and I see that my other leg is not at a 90-degree angle. So I'm going to do my best to get it there and just breathe. Most important, remember, is just breathing. If you do find that you can't quite be in 90-90, that's okay. I'm working towards the idea of getting this back legs glute closer towards the floor. It is not there yet. You can always fold up a towel underneath of you to create a little bit of extra support if you're uncomfortable here. All right, so we're going to go for an alternating forward hinge and then a side bend. But I want you to inhale those arms up overhead and then exhale, bring those arms into a cactus like a goalpost. I work to keep that chest open and that back gently engaged, and everything's gonna hinge forward here. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, we're going to bend with intention towards our back leg. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the side. Inhale, lift. This is number 3 of 5. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the side. Inhale, up. Last 2. Release those shoulders from your ears. Draw your belly back in. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the side. Inhale, back up. I know this is challenging. Forward. Lift. Exhale, side. Inhale, up. Keep this back leg right where it is, and I want you to straighten your front leg out as much as possible. If you need to, remember you can fold that back leg heel in a little closer towards your glute. It's going to take a bit of the stretch out. Now turn towards that front leg. See how that changed the twist gently in your back leg? Reach those hands forward. Take a big inhale. Lift from your chest. Exhale. Reach forward. Inhale, lift. Find that length. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Reach to or past those toes. Awesome. We're going for a total of 10. So we got 5 more. Take your time. Inhale, lift. Shoulders down, belly in. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Do you feel this in the back hip? Final 3. Also creating a nice stretch in the hamstring. My calf is so tight. Feel a big time there too. Last 2. And 1. Great. Go ahead. Bring it in. We're going to turn over and come to the opposite side. Bump, bump. So take a moment. Evaluate your 90-90. Can you get both legs into that 90-90 position? Oh, much tighter on this side. I'll move over a little, make sure you can definitely see me. So remember, we're going to start off with turning towards that front bent leg. And remember, if you can't quite get to 90-90, that's okay. It's okay if you're at, I don't know, 45. Here we go. Just do the best that you can with your body today. Turn towards that front leg. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, cactus your arms. Work to open up that chest. Draw that belly in. Find your lifted length. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale lift. Exhale little side crunch. Oh wow. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale lift. Exhale to the side. How does this side feel for your body today? Did you notice if one side felt a little bit easier than the other? Inhale, lift. Open that chest, belly in. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the side. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lift. And exhale to the side. Awesome. You can relax those arms down. Keep this back leg right where it is. Take a moment. Wiggle that front leg forward. See if you can get it straight. Make sure you're not holding your breath in this deep stretch. Can you even gently press this inner thigh a little bit more towards the floor? Keep twisted towards your front leg. Draw your core in. Arms forward, shoulders down and away from your ears. Take that inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, up. Wow. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. And you're just working with the range of motion that works best for your body today. Maybe your reach forward is very slight. Maybe your reach forward is all the way past those toes. 4 more. Great work. We're going to extend both legs out. We're coming into a dragonfly. Full dragonfly. Walk those hands forward. Take a couple moments with your breath here. Big stretch towards those inner thighs. We're going to find one more opportunity to really use that inhale to reach forward. Sorry, inhale to lengthen and exhale to reach forward. Can you keep flexing your toes up towards your face? I was going to do even more hip opening stuff after this, but my hips are like, no! So just in case yours feel the same. All right, reach those fingers forward. Inhale, find that lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Also, to be real, there is more hip opening stuff coming as we actually get into the salutations for today, so I'm going to leave what was going to come up next from this position as something we can do next week. All right, one more time. We're just going to reach and hold it here for 5. Press the backs of the legs into the floor. 3, 2, 1. Gently lift yourself up. Awesome. Fold those legs in. Oh my gosh, we're going to come back into kneeling, and we're going to start here with just a couple rounds of sun salutation A. We're going to change it up just a little bit too. Instead of just reaching our hands up overhead, find a little bit more range of motion, bringing those arms out to the side, start to bring a little stretch into our chests. All right. So first time through, really nice and slow. We're starting off from kneeling. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Find one spot to focus your eyes. And as you inhale, press up onto those knees and bring those arms up overhead. As you exhale, rain those fingers down towards the floor with control to come into some sort of a puppy or extended child's pose. Press into your hands and find a little extra length for your lower back. Then inhale, draw yourself up into a version of cat. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, come up into down dog. Press your belly towards your thighs. Bring your ears between your biceps. Then inhale, back down, knees on the floor. Untuck your toes. Press into your hands, palms. Round that upper back into cat. Send your hips back towards your heels into child's pose. Press into your knees. Release your hands from the floor. Inhale, up into your kneeling backward bend, and exhale, bring your hands, palms back down to the center of your chest. One more time just like that, then we're going to change it up, hint. So inhale, release your hands, press into your knees, arms come up overhead. Look up, find that mini back bend. Exhale, rain fingers down towards the floor in front of you. Stretch your hips towards the back of the room. Stretch through your glutes, extended child's pose. Inhale, press yourself up into a modified version of tabletop for cat. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, hips come up for down dog. Inhale, knees come down, toes untucked, back to cat. Exhale, back into your extended child's pose. Lift those hands up. Find your way up towards the ceiling. Maybe you just drag them up with you, and then exhale. Come on back down into kneeling. All right, this time after our down dog, we're going to add in an up dog. We're going to add in an up dog and then untuck our toes one at a time. I'm going to guide you through it. All right, so starting here and kneeling, we're going to inhale, come up onto our knees, bring those arms up overhead. Find that little back bend. Exhale, come on down into your extended child's pose. Inhale into cat. Tuck your toes. Exhale into down dog. Now we're going to change it up right here. I want you to shift the weight forward, either just coming into a plank or working to drop your hips closer to the mat, but thighs not touching, and then untuck your toes one at a time. Look up. You're here in up dog. If you need to, you can always release down on the floor and be in cobra. All right, so either up dog or cobra. Tuck those toes back under. Press back through down dog. Bring those knees back down towards the floor. Untuck your toes. Find that cat. Exhale, send your hips back towards your heels. Find that child's pose, and then inhale, press up, hips come forward. As you lift up, find that backward bend. Exhale, release down into kneeling. Same thing. Let's do that same thing one more time. How are we doing with time? We're doing great. I wish we had more time, honestly. All right, so just adding in that up dog after the down dog. Inhale, press up onto your knees. Squeeze your glutes, hips come forward. Opening and lifting the chest into your kneeling archer. Exhale. Right fingers down towards the floor. Extended child's pose. Inhale. Find that rounding. Come into cat. Tuck your toes under. Exhale. Downward dog. Get ready to float on the floor. Pull it forward. And then as you're forward, untuck your toes one at a time. Tops of the feet into the floor. Big ankle stretch. Look up. Exhale. Tuck your toes. Back up into down dog. Inhale. Come on down. Untuck. Cat. Exhale. Send hips back towards your heels. Extended child's pose. Inhale. Squeeze those glutes. Lift up, stretch up, archer, exhale, kneeling. 2 more times. Inhale, up, exhale, down, inhale, cat, exhale, down dog, inhale, up dog, exhale, down dog. Inhale, cat. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, kneeling, arch, back bend. Exhale, kneeling. Last time. Inhale, up. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, cat. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, up dog. Turn those toes over. Exhale, down dog. Send them back up. Inhale, kneeling, come into your cat. Exhale, child's pose. Press into your knees. Inhale, lift, squeeze glutes. Hips come forward, look up. Exhale. Hands come down to the chest in kneeling. Take a couple moments right here with your breath. All right, grab a quick sip of water if you would like to. We're gonna make our way to the tops of the mat, so take your time. Make your way to the top of the mat the best that you can. Thought I saw more than one comment, so I also just wanted to make sure everything was okay. So it's fine. All right, so now we're gonna work into a little bit more of a variation of Sun Salutation B. We're gonna move really slowly though. We're not gonna do the full Sun Salutation B. All right, so starting off from standing, we're gonna be in mountain pose. Arms relaxed down by your side, shoulders released away from your ears. You're just gonna break things down one step at a time. So inhale, arms reach up towards the ceiling, open them up nice and wide, palms facing towards each other, shoulders released away from your ears in extended mountain pose. And exhale, swan dive or rain, whatever feels good for you, down towards the floor into a deep forward fold. Head releases to the floor. Inhale into a half lift. Exhale, back down into forward fold. And inhale, slowly, gently release yourself back up. Arms come back up overhead into that extended mountain. And then exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Let's do that same thing, just the very beginning, 2 more times, starting to really bring that stretch into our hamstrings. Make sure that you keep as much weight towards your heels as possible. If you need to take a slight bend in your knees, if you need to take a major bend in your knees, honor what feels best for your body today. So find that spot in front of you to relax your eyes and mind, open up your chest, you're tall and proud. Palms start facing in towards your thighs in mountain pose. Then turn your hands, palms forward. Inhale those arms up overhead, palms face towards each other. Extended mountain, either raining forward or exhaling down like a swan. Lower yourself down. You can grab hold of your legs for a deep forward fold. Inhale, find some length, even looking forward for your half lift. Exhale, back down to your forward fold. And inhale, slowly, gently rise up. Arms come all the way up overhead, palms together. Exhale, relax your arms down by your side. We're gonna add here just a little bit. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale into a half lift. Exhale into a forward fold. Inhale, step that right leg back, coming into a lunge. Inhale, step that right foot forward. Exhale, back down to your deep forward fold. Inhale, slowly, gently rise all the way up. Arms come up overhead. Exhale, arms release down by your side. Opposite side. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into your half lift. Exhale into that deep forward fold again. Inhale, step your left leg back, coming into that lunge. Exhale, step your left leg forward. Release that belly down towards your thighs. Slowly, gently roll yourself up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, relax your arms down by your side. We're gonna hang out in these lunges a little bit longer now. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, deep forward fold. Inhale, step that right leg back and release your right knee down towards the floor. We're gonna come into that revolved runner's lunge. So lift yourself up. Go ahead, turn towards that left thigh. Place your right hand on the outside of the left thigh. Reach towards that back foot. Go ahead, bend your knee. See if you can lift it up and grab it. You might need to even wiggle that right foot forward a little bit so you can shift your hips forward to start to feel the stretch as you press that right knee down into the floor, into your quad. Find a little squeeze of the glute. Open up that chest. Rotate that left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. Gently release your right foot, turn back towards the front, bring your hands back down towards the floor, tuck your right toe under, lift your knee up. On your inhale, step your feet together. On your exhale, release down into that forward fold. Inhale, slowly, gently rise up, bring your arms up overhead, palms together. Exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Other side. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale into your half lift. Exhale into that deep forward fold. Plant your hands, step your left foot back. Plant your left knee down on the floor, untuck your toes, lift yourself up. Take a moment just to enjoy the lunge and then twisting towards the side. So left hand comes towards the outside of the right knee to help you keep your chest lifted and find a twist. And you can either just reach back towards your back foot, or if you're feeling good with balance, you can reach back, press that back knee down towards the floor. I'm gently wiggling my front leg forward so I can find this little hinge, pressing the back knee down, getting the opening in the hip and in the quad, finding a little squeeze of that glute, getting a nice stretch of the back. Take a deep inhale. On your exhale, carefully release that foot back down. Bring your hands back down towards the floor. Lift that toe up. Inhale as you step your feet together. Exhale down to that forward fold. Inhale, slowly rise up. Bring your arms up overhead, palms together. Exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Take a moment with your breath. Great, we're gonna add back the down dog movement in this next move. Still gonna play with a little bit of a lunge. All right, so inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down towards the floor. Inhale, come up into a half lift. Exhale, down to that forward fold. Plant your hands, step that right foot back. Keep that knee up off of the floor this time. Inhale, arms up, coming into crescent warrior, right? And then exhale, cactus those arms. Inhale, stretch those arms up back overhead. And this time we're gonna step that right foot in just a little bit to straighten both legs. Bring your hands, palms together, and twist your hips 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times to get your 2 hips in one line. Bring a little bit more weight into your front left leg. Stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest, and round yourself down, coming into either standing head to knee or a version of pyramid pose. I want you to actively lift that front leg towards the floor and see if you can straighten it out just a couple of times. Can you bring your forehead to your knee, finding some rounding in that upper back, working to get 2 hips in one line. Keep your hands planted on the floor and take a deep inhale as you send your left leg back to meet with your right, finding yourself in down dog. Wait, where are we coming from down dog? Oh, from down dog, you're either going to step or jump forward. So adding a little increase in the challenge, you can jump forward, come into that half lift. Exhale into your deep forward fold. And slowly, gently rise up. Bring those arms up overhead, palms together. Exhale, relax and release your arms down by your side. Same thing, opposite side. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale into a half lift. Exhale into that forward fold. Plant your hands. Step your left leg back. Inhale up into warrior 1. Exhale, cactus those arms. Find that little back bend and balance. Inhale, stretch up, shorten your step. Bring those hands, palms together. Twist your hips 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. More weight in your front leg. Stretch up, chin to chest. Lower yourself down. 1 vertebrae at a time. Work to bring that forehead to your knee. You can separate your hands for balance, but if you can, keep your 2 hands together to find a little extra balance challenge. Go for it. Walk those hands back out separately. Take your time as you bring your right foot back to meet with your left. Coming into that down dog once again. Use your inhale as you step or jump forward. Come into that half lift, so look forward, flat back. Exhale down to your forward fold. Inhale, slowly, gently roll yourself up. 1 vertebrae at a time at the top. Arms come up overhead. Exhale. Relax your arms down by your side. All right. I think we have a little bit more time. Let's go through one more time. We'll add one more stretch. This time we'll add in a low lunge. Inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down towards the floor. Inhale into your half lift. Exhale down into your forward fold. Plant your hands, step that right leg back. Bring that right knee down towards the floor and bring your left hand inside of that left foot. You might need to wiggle to change the angle of the stretch. Your left knee can fall heavy out towards the side as you just work to bring that right hip flexor a little bit closer towards the mat. Let's change it into a hamstring and calf stretch. So walk those hands back. Press your left heel into the floor. Can you flex your toes back towards your face to get more of a stretch all along the back of that leg? Inhale, walk it forward once more. Plant your hands. Plant your toe. Lift up that right knee. Go ahead, send that left leg back. Inhale your hips up high into down dog. Step or jump forward. Find that half lift, look forward. Exhale down into your forward fold. Inhale, slowly rise up, one vertebrae at a time. Bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Last time, inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale into a half lift. Exhale into that forward fold. Plant your hands, send your left leg back. Bring that left knee down towards the floor. Bring your right hand to the inside of the sole of the foot and allow that right knee to fall heavy out towards the side. Find some length through your spine. Work to bring that left hip flexor towards the mat, and then let's walk it back. Walk those hands back one at a time, bringing the stretch once again to our hamstring. And as you press your heel into the floor and flex your toes back towards your face, bringing that stretch towards your calf. Go ahead, walk it forward. Plant your hands, tuck your left toe under, lift your knee, send your right leg back to meet with your left, send your hips up. Last time in down dog, then go ahead, step or jump forward. Find that forward fold, your deep forward fold. Slowly, gently rise up. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, relax your arms down by your side. We're going to make our way to the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale to lift. Exhale, forward fold. Go ahead, step your left leg back. Step your right leg back to meet it. Last time in down dog. Go ahead, bring your knees down towards the floor. Give yourself a cat. Give yourself a cow. Send your hips back towards your heels. Kick your legs out in front of you. Lay down on your back. We've made it to our final Savasana. Spending just a couple minutes here in this final Savasana together. If you have more than the 2 minutes that we have left of class, I highly recommend that you spend anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes in final Savasana. Challenge yourself to keep your practice going even when class ends. This is the opportunity for you to quiet your breath, quiet your mind and your body, to really scan yourself from head to toe and notice if you feel a little different than when class started. Do you feel a little bit more loose, open, comfortable, flexible? Can you breathe a little bit better? Does at least one thing in your life feel better or more rewarding? Even if the only thing is that you are proud of yourself, that's a huge accomplishment, making this time to come to class. Sometimes class feels great, and sometimes class feels like they were speaking a different language that your body didn't understand. Showing up says so much. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that I said or that we did today, I murdered your dirter. Then I hope that you will please reach out till we see each other again. Continue to think good thoughts, speak good words, eat good foods, do good deeds, and take the time to nourish yourself from the inside out. That's all the time that we have together. Thank y'all so much for coming. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.